Okay, so we're starting off here with a generic face pose. It looks pretty dead, right? So when we, a lot of people like to jump in and start animating the character, but they don't. They leave things out. Like they don't pose the shoulders, they don't pose the face, and then the whole scene it looks dead. Like I'm a big fan of starting the scene off with a fully posed character, face, hands, fingers, everything, because they're very expressive. And if you don't, like I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I do that later," but you're working with unfinished poses. You know, I come from a 2D background, and there was no like real unfinished pose. You posed it out fully. You drew the entire body, you drew the face, or at least you roughed it in. You roughed in the hand, so you knew what was going on. It wasn't like, I'll just do that later. Because in my experience, when you say that, that just means you're lazy and you won't get to it, or you won't get to it. It keeps you from finishing. So, all right. So pose the face. So here, grab the eye control, and you see those little pink circles in the middle. I turn those on because usually, like if we look at something close to us, we want the eyes closer together, right? Now it looks like he's looking at something, right? Something close. A lot of people, they leave the eyes pointed straight out, and it makes you look like a zombie. So if you move the eyes around, it's like, oh, it looks creepy because you're not focusing on anything. A lot of mocap looks like that. You see mocap animation, the eyes look dead. It's because the guys they don't animate the eyes correctly. So you want to move the eyes kind of in a little bit. You don't have to go cross-eyed, but you know, if his finger is right in front of his face and he's looking at it, then you know, they're going to do that, right? You want something that looks accurate. So, and then in terms of the eye pose, most of the channels I don't use a lot of. Like some of these are, you know, you can get really detailed, but for the beginning, for just starting out, we'll stick with the upper and lower lids. So here, I'm just going to bring these down. Oops, wrong one. This one. So bring those down some. And see how I have this selected? But because I have both eyes selected, it affects both of them at the same time. And I usually like to do that. I start off with both of them at the same time, then offset them. So low lids. So let's say his expression is he's kind of skeptical, right? He's not really too much of a trusting guy. So the beginning of the scene, before I even animate, I give him an expression that's reflective of the scene and the character. Okay, so here's the eyes, or the eyebrows. Let me bring them up. Bring the outer part in. And then bring that up. And of course, like I was saying, I start off even, then I go in and break it down, or break them up a little bit. And then with the mouth, so since we're looking at him 3/4, let's just say we're the camera. Since this side of the face is favoring the camera, I'm going to create an expression that kind of leads your eye that way. So I will take the mouth and I'll turn it. Turn, maybe something like that, just a little bit. Grab these guys. Actually, I'll bring the mouth up some too, because I'm going to tilt the corners down, so I want the mouth up. Bring it up. Take the corners and take the corner. Bring it down a little bit, and then I'll start working on the expression from there. So up lip, up just a little. Down lip just a little bit. Up lip. So I just kind of fiddle with these until I get something I like. You see like mouth puff, and they do all kinds of those. Lips clench. Mouth pull. So let's see, up lip. I don't need that. Left to right. So corner in out. Oops, wrong one. So he's kind of like, what? So his eyes still look a little generic to me. So I think I want more of a furrowed brow. So I'll bring those guys in. There we go. And maybe I'll lower inner part. So he looks a little bit more skeptical. And if you want to make a character look psychotic, then you make sure you can see white all the way around him. So if I take the upper lid and raise him up, and take the lower lid and lower him down, boom, he looks kind of crazy. He looks like, what? He looks more shocked, right? So, there we go. So I kind of want him to look a little bit more, you know, a little more freaked out, a little more intense. So I'm going to raise his mouth up and pinch his face some. So I'm going to bring his jaw up. I'm going to push that expression some. Just take his upper lip. Get his corners up too. Corners down. He's like, ugh. Yeah, something like that. What the heck? And I might even rotate the jaw some, because his eyebrows are going this way. I want his jaw to do that. It kind of leads your face towards something like that. And then the eyes look too even to me too. So I'm going to pinch it on this side and open it up over here. So I'll take the upper lid, or the lower lid, I'm sorry, and kind of lower that some. And then I'm going to take this guy and pinch this some. That. And now that I have a basic expression that I like, now I'm going to get into some of the details with the eyelids. So I'll go in and take, turn the lid follow on. And what that does is if you move the eye around like this, it'll affect the eyelids around it. So now that I have that, so let's see, only tweak, something like that maybe. Take the upper lid, inner part, or outer part, yeah, right there, kind of pinch it, and then take the upper lid outer, and kind of pinch that too. Take the mid one. So I get into the details here. Let's get that upper lid. Whoops, wrong one. He's like, what the heck? And this one feels a little too open to me. So I'm going to bring that lower lid up just on that one. Just so it's touching that eye. So he feels like, ugh, right? So now we have a posed face. Now we have a clear expression. Okay?